Theo Marks coming to you from the Sachem Public Library. Welcome to the Marks for Life podcast with your hosts, Jimmy, CJ, and Joe, the Shield of Wrestling podcast. Three casuals turned Marks wrestling fans to give you a direct line to all things in the squared circle. Enter the ring at your own risk. We pull no punches, we hit hard, and we will slam you with all the info you need to know. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Because
it's Rusev Day!
And welcome to this week's edition of Marks for Life podcast. I am your reigning, defending Marks for Life predictions world champion, CJ.
And I'm your host, Jimmy. Oh my god, I missed that.
Yes. Joe is out with an injury right now, so only 2/3 of the Shields of Wrestling podcast is here.
I mean, he's the Dean Ambrose at this point.
No.
Yeah, he's the Dean Ambrose.
So, would that make me Roman?
I don't know. I haven't gotten any complaints or anything from other people saying if they liked you or not. So we really don't know. But just pure the fact that Joe's injured just.
All right, Joe's suspended. Joe's suspended. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know. I feel like I'm more the Dean Ambrose.
Of course, you put yourself over like that, you mark.
Duh, I have the mic skills.
Anyway, oh my god, I'm so glad we're back. What a hectic. We apologize in advance for all the technical difficulties that we've been going through.
Yes.
But we figured everything out. We are good. We are back. And you are now a graduate, my friend.
Yes, I have officially graduated college. Guys, it's overrated.
That's exactly what you want to tell people. College is overrated.
I feel the same as when I went in, except I am in more debt. So, yeah.
But you got a job right out of college though. That's good.
Yeah,
It's something.
It is something. It's great. It's just I'm still $30,000 in debt.
Oh yeah, but you're gonna be making money by the time you actually start paying off your debt though. So
I know, but I want to go travel and I don't want to pay debts because we should have free college.
Of course they are.
I want my taxes to go to college. Damn it, not tanks. We don't need tanks. We need education.
Oh boy.
Getting
real political on this one.
Not
already.
really. It's just ranting. I just want free college. In France, med school, extra classes with med school, textbooks, and living, like housing, it's $495 in France for med school. And that's expensive.
Oh my god. My girlfriend would actually love that if she heard that. Who knows? Maybe once this podcast goes up, I'll tell her like, hey, listen, there might be some interesting nuggets of information that CJ just dropped on you.
Go to Europe. Europe has everything a college kid could dream of, which is inexpensive college. So,
oh boy.
That's my rant for today, guys. I'll see you later.
Well, who knows? There might be more ranting coming up on this podcast, but we're just glad that we're back.
Yes.
We're gonna probably do some new things hopefully soon. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll add a fourth member. We'll make this the Four Horsemen instead of the Shield.
That's what I was thinking. That was actually gonna be like if we get Jared permanently. I say I was actually gonna do Four Horsemen. Yeah,
we're just gonna do that, and then hopefully if they start,
We're not doing NWO. That was terrible.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying maybe if they pitch in financially, we'll see what happens. Maybe we could start doing, stuff outside of the podcasting realm. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, probably. Maybe. Hopefully.
But as of right now, we are back. And unfortunately, we really don't have a main topic because a lot of stuff happened in the past couple of weeks.
We have a main topic. I came up with a great topic.
Which is?
The rise of territories. It would have been great. But you know what happened? We were gone for 2 weeks, so we have to play catch-up.
Yeah.
So
next week. And then I also came up with another game, which I'll tell you outside of this podcast.
We'll just do Rise of Territories with All In, because that was the big thing, and that's what we're going to talk about first. All In, September 2018, sponsored by Bullet Club members Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, went on sale last week and sold out. It sold out under 30 minutes.
It was amazing. I remember getting the tweets and reading all those headlines and stuff like, holy crap, this thing is really happening. This is an interesting turn of events that is going to happen for independent wrestling as a whole.
This which brings me to my main topic of the rise of territories.
I mean, I don't know if this is gonna bring back serious territory gains, but this is an interesting step of what I've listened to from other podcasters and other people from wrestling saying that there's now this going to be a huge, I think, jump start into that second place because they're not going to dethrone WWE at any time,
It's not
especially with what they're going through, which we'll talk about.
I think here's the thing.
But-
I think it could displace WWE if we look at it as WWE versus independent wrestling instead of just
as a whole, or
as a whole. Because look at it. Look at the talent they were able to get. Everyone from every promotion they were able to obtain. You know, you have people from Ring of Honor, New Japan. I believe they have CMLL as well. They have NWA. There's a NWA.
yeah. So there's one match confirmed, which I'm 100% excited for. Cody Rhodes versus Nick Aldis for the NWA Heavyweight Championship.
Who, for everyone who don't know, Nick Aldis is Magnus
from Impact, TNA, whatever you want to call it. At
yes,
this point.
one of the only bright spots during that Dixie Carter thing.
Who has basically, with the help of Billy Corgan as their main person for the NWA, have really rebuilt that whole independent promotion, or even that territory as a whole.
Territory.
Oh.
You used the word territory, and now I'm gonna bring it back to that. You could consider Ring of Honor a territory as well.
I don't know. I think calling it a territory is, I don't know. It's giving it. I think it's bringing it smaller than what it actually is. Because Ring of Honor goes around the entire country. It's not a territory. They don't specifically stay in the upper Midwest or anything like that, or go down to and stay in like Chicago and Philly and all that. They go all over the place. They go in New York. They go in Florida and Texas and even California.
Okay.
And you can still say New Japan is a territory because they've always stayed in that whole Japan, Korea area. And that
NWA always was Northern America. Like northern United States.
Well, NWA used to be everything until WWE kind of split off into the Northeast.
Yes.
And then they started buying up NWA territories, except for one, which then transformed from the NWA into WCW, kind of. And then the NWA didn't exist anymore. So, I mean... But going back to Japan, though, I think that's really the only quote-unquote territory.
And you can't even call it that because you have All Japan over there. You have...
well, yeah, you have All Japan,
Dream.
but, like... As far as more mainstream appeal, more mainstream appeal, not full mainstream, but just more, you could say New Japan being the quintessential, that's like the big gains in Japan. You can go to other places like Noah and All Japan, but
you can even see WWE, at least with NXT, going into that more indie style, territory style, because they're going to all these different countries, opening up performance centers and stuff, talking about making different programming like that.
Well, they're building their own territory system to be feeders for the main product.
But that territory system...
But they're recreating a territory system within their own thing. So.
But those territory systems in their own thing will still compete with these other independent / territory areas. And I'm going to keep calling these independents like territories just for the comparison. I know these independents are much bigger than territories, but they act in the same...
Well, some are bigger than others, but, you know, like Ring of Honor and New Japan are big, but places like Creative Pro, which is right, you know, if you go down the LA Expressway, is right down the road, which is right here, and it also goes into Rahway, New Jersey, and even Brooklyn for that matter. And then you have Evolve, which I think is what? It's like that middle southern area. I forget what it's...
Like Midwest?
No, not Midwest. It's like I don't want to say Carolinas, but like right around like the Tennessee area, something like that.
Mid-East?
Mid-East, yeah, Mid-East.
Well,
I would probably say that.
I see what you're talking about. I see this all-in event. I see it as really the rebirth of something like the territory systems.
Okay, then when you put in that perspective, then yeah, I agree with you on that. I think that this is a very important, I think, step going forward into 2019. And if they pull off a very successful show, then WWE has a bit of a problem because now they have genuine competition again. Now, I'm not saying like real big competition like, you know, WCW was or anything like that. But enough to be like, okay, they might actually pull in like an actual crowd and get people to watch. Because if you sell out a 10,000 seat arena, I mean, whatever amount of TV stations that are still around, or even an internet streaming thing, I mean, as soon as they can do that and stream it and get a huge audience with I don't know how many, millions of people or even hundreds of thousands of people online or even on television would watch.
Yeah.
So
I know Lucha Underground already has a Netflix deal, and I believe a couple of Lucha Underground stars are part of All In. I believe Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix
yes,
are part of it. So if you have them, representing Lucha Underground, you could potentially work something, because Lucha Underground already has a deal with Netflix. If Cody Rhodes was to go through Lucha Underground to get to Netflix, maybe working a deal with Lucha Underground to appear for them.
I think it'd be interesting for. I think it'd be interesting to see if they could get All In on some sort of platform. I feel like they could get it on Fight TV or whatever or the Fight app or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And then I think we could both say for ourselves, if we pool our money, the four of us, we'd probably watch All In.
Oh,
yeah. I feel like we're definitely gonna watch All In.
But what I want to know is, could this be? I don't think this is going to be the only time we're going to see 10,000 seats arena. So the fact that it's possible now, I feel like more companies are going to push it, such as Ring of Honor and stuff. And
I think this is a good first step. I feel like there needs to be a couple more things, like actually doing the show, putting on a really good one. Because now, the fact that they sold out within 30 minutes and probably hold on to some tickets just for special giveaways and stuff like that.
Those are only a couple. There's only a small percentage of StubHub and Ticketmaster.
I agree with that. I'm just saying overall, they sold out completely, and I'm just all the money that would have been going to push for selling out more tickets for advertising now goes into production and basically how the show is going to be formatted. And
I see what you're talking about. Okay.
Which is another thing we're going to talk about for something else that happened this week this week. But, a lot of things. I feel like there needs to be two major steps. The show itself need to be going on with, minimal problems. If it's small problems here and there, that's fine. But as long as it doesn't have any major problems, like stars have to drop out for certain reasons or injuries or something like that, and they can either work around that, and if they do that and then have a successful show by having the crowd go home happy and it was reviewed as something great. And I'm not saying that Dave Meltzer is gonna give this a 10-star pay-per-view and whatever crap that's gonna be, because I have a feeling that's what he's gonna do.
But it has to be the audience as well.
Yeah, but it's definitely gonna be a great show, and if they could pull off a really great show, which judging by the talent and judging by how great it sold within those 30 minutes. I feel like they can do it. And if they can, it really says something going forward into 2019 for independent wrestling, because now Ring of Honor, New Japan are going to say, okay, now we can probably get into these arenas. But I think once All In is said and done, we'll see where it goes. Because I feel like going into next year is going to be very, very interesting.
Yes. If this goes well. Because this is a huge gamble now for independent wrestling.
It's very big. I'm very excited about it.
Yes. Congratulations to Cody Rhodes, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson. This is a very, very huge accomplishment to have even sold it, and to sell it at the rate that you guys did was amazing. Here's to you. Cheers. Good luck.
Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find... No, I don't have anything, but I do have this.
Is this something new?
No, it's not nothing new, but you know what it is?
It's Rusev Day!
Because it's goodness. You want to skip to the other part of this conversation?
Yeah, let's go to that.
Okay, so we're going to skip down to the big WWE news that happened, I think, the beginning of this week. Fox has officially signed and is now getting SmackDown on primetime network television in 2019.
Yes, 2019 SmackDown is going to go to Fox, not FX1, Fox, on Friday nights.
Prime time, 8 p.m.,
yes.
2 hours.
Which is 3 hours. I heard 3 hours. Look it up.
I'll look it up, but...
Because I heard rumors that they might have SmackDown go to 3 hours. And also, another thing that ties into this, 205 Live could be canceled.
That's fine. I don't think that's a big problem.
But it's because of the Fox deal it's getting canceled.
Well, to be fair, though, the only reason why 205 existed is because of the cruiserweights, and unfortunately they screwed the pooch with the cruiserweights.
Yeah.
It's a sad state of affairs. That's just
I
how
think
it
they,
is.
again, move the cruiserweights back down to NXT and you'll be fine.
Or if they're gonna do it, they like
Or do it,
incorporate it so and not separate it like they do. Like have it be like the women kind of how they're separated but they're still part of the show.
or
Have it be part of the show.
I get it. Or make it part of the UK thing. I don't know. Or like the UK thing. But going back to SmackDown, Fox buying SmackDown was very interesting because it looked like they were gunning for Raw.
Well, I
But
think they were gunning for both, to be honest.
yeah, but Universal,
Universal paid WWE triple times in its amount.
yeah,
And I gave them like $1 billion deal on the
To keep Raw.
Raw on
Mon-
USA for the span of 5 years, which is pretty big.
that is really huge. Now, do you think SmackDown's rating is gonna change?
Yes, absolutely. Friday night, you're gonna have a slightly better wrestling show on a different product. Kids are gonna definitely be up for that,
Mm-hmm.
which is gonna be right after the weekend. So if they put it on for 3 hours, they're gonna stay up late to watch it.
Yeah, I meant like rating though. Like, do you think it's gonna go to TV 14? Because I did hear rumors that it could, or like arguments to be made that you could even make it like a more edgy show, at the very least of like Samoa Joe can drop you a bitch a lot more, you know what I mean? More like language, more edgy, more violent SmackDown, and I feel like that could be the way for it to compete, especially with it being on different networks. If it's on a different network, that means a different creative crew, a different production team, a whole new TV. You know what I mean? It's not going to be SmackDown's the same as Raw.
No, and I think that's actually a really good thing because I think we talked about something about the brand split kind of like basically dissolving with this pay-per-view thing
Yes.
several months ago, and we didn't even think about a Fox deal at the time. But now,
No, we were considering Fox because that was the rumors going on.
No, I think the rumors didn't happen at the time. Though when the pay-per-view schedulers shrink down, it's like they giving up on the brand split part. But now that this Fox deal is happening, when we talked about the original rumors about it, then we brought it back.
Mm-hmm.
But now that this deal actually went through, now it feels like an actual brand split is happening again, and I'm kind of excited about it.
I just wish they would kept the pay-per-views with it as well. But the good thing with SmackDown being on Fox is that it'll also be promoted by football, baseball. It'll be promoted by hockey because that's a lot of lineup for it. And I wish Joe was here because then he could back me up on this.
No, I agree. I think that this is actually a real boost. I think it's a real boost for WWE. I think, because you also have to look generically at the audience of wrestling. I feel like we're very different. I'm gonna say target, but generally speaking, I feel like we fall in line with similar targets of the actual wrestling fan. Most wrestling fans are usually some sort of, conservative, right-leaning, 18 to 24-year-olds, sometimes kids. And Fox, I'm not going to say unfortunately, but Fox does cater to that audience.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mostly males as well. And Fox does cater to that audience. So, Fox is probably the best bet of really getting wrestling out into a real mainstream. And also the fact that it's on a network thing. Back in the day when wrestling was on television, when WWE had Saturday Night Main Event, that was like the closest thing to having a network thing. And then, what was it? Then Monday Night Raw happened, and then that moved back from USA, then to Spike, then to Fox, then to back to USA. And I don't know, it's been in this like weird bubble of it not being like in the mainstream, but in the, the niche market of, viewing entertainment. So, but this Fox deal though really, it's gonna be incredibly beneficial to WWE as a company at whole. We're gonna get Pyro back. That's very exciting.
Is it official?
No, but I would assume that because of this deal from both NBC and from Fox, that they're gonna have a huge budget now.
Yeah, this way they can actually do the.
And they're gonna redo production. They're gonna bring back Pyro. If they do bring back Pyro, I kind of do want to see Kane because I do miss his Pyro a lot.
I think Kane was the only one that still kept his Pyro.
No, he didn't. I don't think he did. I think I know Undertaker and Goldberg did.
Yeah, but Kane is Kane too. He's on that same level of respect. Where
Well, because he never did that though when he came back though, did he?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. I'm still looking for the Fox deal. Hold on.
I don't know. I think that this is gonna be great for WWE. I think it's especially gonna be great for SmackDown as a whole, because SmackDown needs it, and the superstars, the wrestlers that are on. I'm gonna name some right now that are gonna benefit hugely from Fox. Bludgeon Brothers, Samoa Joe,
Well,
Nakamura.
That's if they keep the current roster. You have to think that this deal doesn't happen until 2019 in them.
You're
So
right.
they might change up the roster. And if they do that, which is also why I wanted to, I came up with a game which I think we should play with Joe. I think next week,
Okay.
which I'll talk about it after the podcast with you because I don't want to spoil it for them. But sorry about that. I think that they're going to change up the rosters. I think, to be honest, and I think that this is really going to happen. I think they're going to change over Stephanie McMahon and Shane McMahon
Ooh.
from Raw and SmackDown. So Stephanie would be on the Fox primetime network show on Friday nights.
That would work well for her because then she could also like represent WWE with that deal.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Unless you keep. Well, actually, no. You can still keep Stephanie on SmackDown. You keep Triple H on Raw.
That's
Or
what I'm
I don't know.
thinking.
Actually, no. I think Triple H would be better on SmackDown because it's a more wrestling show, and him being there would really help boost SmackDown to be at the same level as Raw. You know what I mean? Because the McMahon has to run Raw.
Yeah, McMahon has to run Raw, but that's why I'm thinking Shane. But
Shane might not be there by that time, though.
I mean, who really knows? I feel like they would move though. They would put Stephanie in that position of SmackDown. She's the main McMahon. She's going to be
Then she should go to Raw. I feel like Triple H would be better on SmackDown. Wrestling wise, content wise, you can have an NXT version of SmackDown for Fox. You know how great that would be? That would probably be better production wise and creatively.
Well, definitely creatively. Production-wise, I think just the sheer fact of this $1 billion deal. I'm looking at the thing now.
Okay.
This is from USA Today. WWE Fox are finalizing a deal that will bring SmackDown Live to the network beginning of October of 2019.
So
this would be like right before Survivor Series.
do you think that a brand split? No, brand split wouldn't happen before Survivor Series.
No, it would happen like after Mania, and then they would start moving around certain pieces to make it seem like in storyline of like the bad. I really have a strong inkling that they're gonna put Stephanie on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. I know that it would make sense to put Triple H in there, but I feel like outside wrestling, him trying to get these new people for NXT, he's trying to set up these performance centers around the globe. I feel like that's where he's gonna be more centric towards. I have a feeling that they're gonna put Stephanie on that, and it's gonna be good, because I feel like they need that like McMahon, and she can fill that role. She just has to not overdo it like she did on this promo that she did. I felt like her promo this week on Raw was just long. But
I think she did what she needed to do though, because with Stephanie, she kind of gives that extra energy to feuds that really don't have much. Look at Ronda and Nia; they have so much more going for them now because Steph is pitting them against each other than just like, oh, I'm the champion, but I want to fight you. Oh, I'm not ready, but I'll do it. You know what I mean? I think Stephanie should be on Raw because that's still
it's the main staple, and I think that's what really Fox wanted. Fox wanted Raw,
yeah.
And I wouldn't blame Fox for wanting that. I mean, regardless of how you feel about SmackDown as a product as a whole, Raw is the staple of WWE. That's the thing.
I think Braun would go to SmackDown.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If he's not holding the championship, he's going to SmackDown.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna be
on the Fox SmackDown show. That's without a doubt, and that's part of the game that we'll talk about next week.
Okay.
But going back to the article, it's a new 5-year deal. Annually, it'll be $205 million, adding up to more than $1 billion overall in those 5 years.
Oh my god.
Jeez, I would love to have that money. And then NBC, I think, tripled what Raw was even worth, which is incredible.
Because Raw's been going down in price too, right? Between them and
Well, yeah, NBC's had this weird relationship with wrestling as a whole.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even going back to like, the Monday Night Wars and stuff like that. WCW was on TNT, which was Ted Turner's main network besides TBS, but I mean, it was one of the main places where you watched wrestling at the time. And Ted Turner was a mark. He was one of us. Just a very, very wealthy, very successful mark.
Yes.
And he put it on his main product. He put it on his main thing, getting the best ratings that he possibly could. That's why WCW did very well in the beginning parts of those war times. It wasn't until you had to, reintroduce, be risky with the creative behind it and really compete with, that big audience that Ted Turner had.
Yeah.
So, but now WWE is in, WCW shoes now with potentially one of the biggest audiences that they could probably get, because now they're going to be getting a 3 million, 4 million rating, as soon as SmackDown gets on Fox. And then they have to make sure they maintain that, because now there's a different, like you said before, there's a different creative team on one end for the Fox crew and another one for the NBC crew.
Yes.
So they're going to be competing with each other, and they're also going to be competing with independent ones too, because if All In succeeds with having a fantastic show of 10,000 seats and also somehow getting to, streaming and everything like that, I can only imagine if Netflix starts doing that, or if another streaming services takes over that, or even another network like ABC. God, I doubt ABC would be even into that, but they're another big, network thing, and they could probably do that. So there's a lot of potential for wrestling really getting kicked in 2019, 2020. So it's gonna, after, as soon as the fall starts this year, it's gonna be very interesting.
I agree.
All right. Let's move away from money talk for a bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some fun things. The UK tournament, my favorite thing.
Yes, I believe you know the competitors.
Yes, I do. Almost all of them by heart, but I will bring up the actual article itself, so that way I do not fudge it over.
Okay.
All right. Let me bring it up.
Because I've been, on and off with this UK tournament thing. I do know that Tony Storm has been signed to a UK developmental deal by WWE.
Which is great. I love that.
I don't know what it means.
Which I think that means that they're going to start doing the territory system, and they're going to put Tony Storm as one of the first people, along with whoever they want from this current batch of UK wrestlers, who I will announce now. And there's the first 8, which is Zach Gibson, Joe Coffey, Jack Gallagher, Dave Massiff, Kenny Williams, El Ligero, Joseph Connors from last year's, and Amir. Omri Jordan. That's the first 8, and then there's another 8. Let me just bring that one up.
So I like how they put Jack Gallagher back in because Jack Gallagher in because he's a recognizable name for the casual audience. I also like how they brought Joseph Connor, because I remember him, and he did that.
Joseph Connor was
He did that whole backbreaker elbow thing, and then I just remember that I was like, holy.
I thought he was gonna go way further than he did, but I was very happy with his overall performance in last year's. Here's the last 8. This is where it gets a little interesting.
Okay.
So you have Travis Banks,
okay,
Flash Morgan Webster, who we saw on 205 Live, I think, a while ago, but he was very good in that.
I think I've heard of Flash Morgan.
Yeah, Jordan Devlin, who was in last year's.
He was the Balor dude, right?
Yes, he was the Balor dude.
Okay.
Who, by the way, turned great heel in that botched move area.
Oh yeah, we made the dude bleed and had a concussion and shit. Yeah, I remember that guy.
Very good story. Tucker, who was also in the
Tucker.
I believe he wasn't really memorable. He didn't even make it past round 1, I think.
All right.
You have Ashton Smith, James Drake, Tyson T-Bone, who's
I've heard of him.
He's an ICW guy, and then very interesting, an American, Drew Gulak.
Yeah, I heard about that. Why is Gulak in there?
I don't know. He's the only U.S. one. I think it's also interesting because Travis Banks is actually New Zealand. He's a New Zealander, which is also interesting. And those are the only 2 that are not, from the UK itself.
Now I know you're much more familiar with the British scene than I am. Who do you think is gonna be the one challenging? Because this is for Pete Dunne's championship at I'm assuming, I forgot which. It's supposed to be part of the Downstate Festival, and then this is most likely where Pete Dunne will drop the title.
Yeah, to a new person. Now, there's a lot of interesting names on here. I mean, Joseph Connors, I think, was very good in the last one. I think it might give him another chance at a run, maybe.
Mhm.
Dave Mastiff is a huge dude.
Okay.
He's like Killian Dane level big. He is a very big guy. He's very fun to watch.
Okay.
Then you have El Ligero, who's the British version of Rey Mysterio, who's fun to watch. I hope they do an entrance where it's just El Ligero, and it's just a continuation of that because it's very funny to watch.
Okay.
Zach Gibson, who is an interesting person to put in. He's not charismatic in a way, but he's very how do I put this?
Sounds like a Daniel Bryan.
I mean,
Early Daniel Bryan.
well, he's like a Pete Dunne, but not. He's tall and skinny, and he's kind of a bully, like character-wise. But he's very good though.
Okay.
Kenny Williams is a pretty interesting person. Joe Coffey is probably my favorite person to be in this one. He is like he's not as big as Dave Mastiff, but he's a big dude, and he's known as the Iron Man Joe Coffey. So when he was out in Independence, he would always go out to Iron Man by Black Sabbath.
Nice.
And he's just a very interesting. I feel like he might be someone who might go against, because him and Pete Dunne in a match would be freaking fantastic. But on the other side of that, it's very weird that they put Drew Gulak on here. It's very weird.
Do you see Drew Gulak versus Pete Dunne?
No, and I don't know if I would enjoy that, but I would very much. I do want to see him progress at least one match.
Because it's Drew Gulak versus Jack Gallagher in the first round.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. And I think they faced each other in the Cruiserweight Classic at one point. No?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Yeah. And then you have Jordan Devlin, who's just a very bizarre person to re-put back into this, considering like where we last saw him. Flash Morgan Webster, who's very fun to watch.
So, in your opinion, who do you think would be the most likely to challenge Pete Dunne and potentially unseat him as the WWE United Kingdom champion?
I have 3 people in mind. I have
Go from third to one. And then list reasons, because I'm not familiar with this at all.
I have El Ligero, who is, I mean, he's basically the opposite of Pete Dunne. You know, he's a very high flyer. He's a luchador, even though he's a British man in a luchador mask, which is funny for me to watch. And it's just a fun, I think, act, and I think they want to put the title back on a babyface. And as soon as you watch El Ligero in this tournament, he's going to be a babyface. No doubt in my mind.
Okay.
Second, I think, is Joe Coffey.
Okay.
Who I personally would love to watch.
This is the big dude, right?
This is the second big dude. Dave Mastiff is the big dude, but he's fun. He's fun to watch. He's like almost like a Wolfgang.
Oh, okay. I liked Wolfgang. Wolfgang was really good in the tournament.
Yeah. So Joe Coffey is very similar to that. I don't know. I feel like they would have a very intense match, and he would be another good babyface one. But the person I really think is gonna win is Travis Banks, who's the New Zealander.
Why Travis Banks? What is he like?
To me, I feel like he just... Well, first, I think he's also a great performer.
Okay.
Also, another strong style type person like Pete Dunne. In
All
fact, they actually had a tag team in the British scene. So it's so they have a history.
Okay.
And I think just to really break through and really get into the New Zealand, Australia crowd a little bit more and get introduced into that, I think that's what WWE would most likely do. But that match is gonna be good. They call Travis Banks stupid nickname is the Kiwi Buzzsaw, similar to
I see. Tajiri.
Yeah. So
that's interesting. If they're giving him the Buzzsaw.
They're keeping that because that's what he was called in Independence, so they're keeping that nickname.
Yeah, but the fact that the Independents called him a buzzsaw, like Tajiri, does speak to his reputation. It does speak to how strong he is, how his strikes are. I'm assuming his strikes are very strong. You know, when I hear the word buzzsaw, I think of Tajiri, and the fact that they're billing him in the independents as Kiwi Buzzsaw, and then WWE is taking that same moniker and allowing him to use that. That does speak to his credibility as a performer.
It does.
In my opinion, at least, that's like someone being called something along the lines of the Nature Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? There's just certain monikers that when you hear it, you're like, oh wow, this guy's good.
But there is a dark horse in this, and that's Flash Morgan Webster.
Why is he a dark horse?
Well, for the fact that they put him on WWE television, well, 205 Live, but regardless of that, I think that just to bring an early introduction into him when they went to the London, I think, last week.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's interesting. It's very interesting that they would bring Flash Morgan and then introduce him into the UK tournament. But
he may go far then.
He may go far. Because I would see him being like an underdog kind of champion.
So I'm gonna ask you this: what did you think of Pete Dunne's reign as a whole?
Fantastic. Year-long champion. That's exactly what we wanted from Neville. He's had fantastic matches the entire time he's ever had it. And
Yes.
unfortunately, he's even had title defenses outside of NXT, which we didn't see.
Yes.
But Pete Dunne to me is just...
Do you think he should have been on television more?
I feel like he should have been on WWE television more. I feel like he should have been on NXT more, if anything. Anytime he went to the UK or even that Europe area, he should have been in the Greatest Royal Rumble. But, you know...
Yeah.
But, you know... I don't think they're screwing the pooch. I think what they're trying to do is what we talked about earlier in the show with the territory system. They're trying to build something in the UK, and they're gonna have Pete Dunne be the headhunter. Well, the first main person, the first real main person, which technically should have been him when he should have won the tournament to begin with. But then, you know,
Tyler Bate,
who's still amazing.
Tyler Bate's great. He's injury prone though.
Yeah, he's very injury prone. It's
Damn,
sad.
21-year-old worth more than me.
Oh God. We're still hung up on that. We're still hung up.
Oh yeah, much more successful than me and is younger. Where do you see Pete Dunne going into now? The main NXT title picture, the NXT North American title picture.
I hope he gets into the main NXT title picture because
him versus Aleister Black.
Oh God, that'd be so good.
Do you see him taking the title off of Aleister Black and leading NXT when Aleister Black comes into the main roster?
I think so. I think Triple H does really enjoy Pete Dunne. I think.
Because Pete Dunne is kind of like a Triple H, but more explosive.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because he's also a Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
He's a very Daniel Bryan.
He's like a Daniel Bryan and Triple H just.
They had a baby.
Yes.
Yes. You had Triple H artificially inseminating Daniel Bryan, and then their baby became Pete
It's
Dunne.
Daniel H. Or Triple Bryan.
Triple Bryan. I like that one.
Triple Bryan?
Triple Bryan. I like
Triple
that.
Bryan.
But I do have a feeling that he's going to lose the title, and I might be...
They wouldn't be having this whole tournament that they were.
No, they wouldn't have this tournament again.
And plus, I think Pete Dunne can't really do any more for the title.
No, he's done, I think, the best possible job of legitimizing...
With what he was given.
With what he was given to legitimize that title, and he succeeded. He did far better than, unfortunately, Neville. And way better than Enzo did with the Cruiserweight belt.
Oh, yeah.
Which is still... And hopefully...
I forgot that belt existed. So it has been...
Speaking of Enzo, which... Hold on, let's finish this thought on the UK tournament.
So, one more thing. He's had more defenses than Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar has had 6 defenses. Pete Dunne has had 18.
And yet, Brock Lesnar's going to get the credit for being the longest reigning main championship holder over Pete Dunne, which is unbelievable.
Okay, let's be honest here. Brock Lesnar, as much days as he has, he's no Asuka.
No, he's not. He's
no
not.
Asuka.
He's nowhere near. Asuka would beat the shit out of him.
Let's be honest here. I'd be scared of that.
Oh, God. But, man, what a match that would be.
Asuka versus Brock Lesnar?
Oh, my God. That'd be amazing.
I'd be scared for Brock Lesnar. It's like Attack on Titan, where it's like...
It'd be like One Punch Man. That's what it would be, except Asuka would be the One Punch Woman.
Yeah.
That's how it would be. But let's move on to the next topic, which is Enzo Amore. Yeah. Oh, boy.
I am very surprised about this. I really thought this boy was going to jail.
Oh, man.
The evidence was soft.
The evidence is very soft. So apparently, the case of Enzo Amore and his sexual assault. Well, not a sexual assault. I think it was. I think it was just sexual.
It was rape.
Oh, it was
It
definitely
was rape.
It was definitely.
Yeah.
So
Sexual
that-
assault charges.
It was definitely sexual assault charge. All right.
Yeah.
So that whole case got closed officially due to lack of evidence.
Which, I don't know.
I don't know. Let me bring up the article.
I think that Enzo
You
dodged
wanna-
a really big fucking bullet.
he really
Because
did.
I think that if they had more evidence. Because,
More air quotes, more evidence.
yeah, because it's like, you know, it wasn't that they found him innocent despite all the evidence. It was just like, there's not enough evidence. Which, yo, if you could just, like, I don't know. I feel like Enzo did it. I do. I feel like this boy dodged a really big fucking bullet. But, I don't know. The bitch he was also, like, the bitch he was banging was also...
Alright. Well, so the woman that he was with seemed a bit,
Yeah.
like
but
he should have picked better people. That's all we're saying.
let's be honest here, though. Enzo's also Enzo. He bangs
Yeah, I know,
anything that walks.
Yeah, I know. He's, God damn it, Enzo. All right, so here's a statement from regarding the allegation. The Phoenix Police Department recently informed Mr. Ardent, which is Enzo, and his counsel that there is insufficient evidence in the matter to warrant any criminal charges. That the matter will not be transferred to the county attorney for prosecution, and their investigation in case is closed. No charges were ever filed. The matter is closed. Yep, that's
That didn't even sound convincing.
no.
That boy deserved to go to jail. He did it.
Oh boy.
He did it, folks.
I mean, yeah, he definitely did it. He definitely.
He's a
did.
creepy ass looking dude.
Oh my God, we had a conversation a while ago, and we found a picture of beardless Enzo. Man, he looked like such a creep.
He looked like CM Punk, but just like a wannabe CM Punk.
Like more badger-eyed, like
Yeah.
wide-eyed. It was very. It was.
He looked
Whew.
like he was on drugs. I mean,
he,
not
he was definitely on drugs to begin with. You can't deny his talent, though. He had incredible talent. He recited every single president verbatim without any on any consultation. You remember that?
okay. He's good at verbal diarrhea. That's
listen,
it. That
listen,
is
I'm just saying
it.
he's very talented. That's all I'm saying.
He's just good at running his fucking mouth.
All right, let's dial back the news a little bit with
Fuck Enzo.
Um,
Oh wait, they did. Bastards.
anyway,
Put that boy
let's
away.
try to dial it back. Other bad news, I guess you could say. I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about this? It was reported that Randy Orton got injured.
Meh.
Yeah, sorry, Randy.
You are so fucking injury prone. Jesus. And it's your knee? Like,
Yeah.
what do you do with your fucking knee? You don't punt anymore. You don't do that really cool ass backbreaker. You know what you do? You do a power slam. That's it.
But it's a very smooth power slam.
But it's just a power slam. That's all you do. And a clothesline. And a clothesline. Like, you land on your back for the most part. How do you hurt your knee?
Apparently, it was at Backlash against Jeff Hardy,
Damn it, Jeff.
who also may have gotten injured, but apparently his wasn't as bad because
Yeah.
we saw him. I think we saw him the following time. I think he faced Daniel Bryan for.
Which was supposed to be Hardy's best match since injury. Which I'm very excited for. I love Daniel Bryan. He's so good. He's amazing.
And then we'll talk about his implications, but when we talk about Money in the Bank later.
But, you know, look at this. Fucking Orton's injured. Big Cass is more than likely injured because he's been limping since last week. Because of, you know,
Because
Daniel
of
Bryan's-
his bad knee.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan took him to school again. Because Big Cass is a big bitch.
Man, the soft crew, man, they really are soft.
Yeah.
They really are. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I think that... Yeah. There we go. Yeah, there's a lot of injuries going around. Or at least those. And they were all in kind of prominent positions. The only one that I'm glad is minor is Jeff Hardy because he's the champion. And there's no one else I want to see as champion right now.
This is very true. Let's talk about some other news that happened this week. Apparently, CM Punk's trial with the WWE doctor was delayed.
Oh yeah, that shit that's been going on for the past 4 years. Yeah, I heard about that. It got delayed. What was the reason why? They never even said, right?
Let me say, reported delay on Twitter. Nothing. The timing would have been tough for Punk, giving training schedule for upcoming UFC fight against Mike Jackson at 225 in Chicago, Illinois.
Please don't get your ass whooped.
He probably will, but
Please don't get your ass whooped too badly.
Man, I would love to see that fight so badly.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna watch that fight.
I just want to see CM Punk take
Listen, I
the
just want
doctor to court, boy.
Well, apparently him and Colt and the doctor are on this Colt Cabana, by the way.
Yeah, I remember him.
After the infamous podcast, which got me into podcasts.
Really?
Yeah, that was one of the very first ones. It was a very good podcast, though. Like, I would rewatch that episode over and over again. That was how good it was.
That's the only one I've ever watched, only read.
Listened. But
yeah, that's the only one I ever listened to in full.
It was very good.
Not even our own.
That's really saying something to our fan bases there, buddy. Thanks.
No problem. I try. They're just long. And
you're bad. You're a bad podcaster. You're a bad podcaster.
Yeah, but I'm great predictions champion.
Shut up,
you punk.
All right, let's talk about this week. Oh my God.
So Lashley sisters were cute.
Oh my God, this one.
Like,
on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad was that segment? For those who don't know, there was a segment on this past Monday Night Raw between Sami Zayn, Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley's sisters, who were quote unquote Jobert. Were not quote unquote. They were Joberts in.
They were men dressed in drag.
They were quite something. I will say this though. Sami did his overall best to get that over. He really did.
That sounds like Alexa Bliss and This Is Your Life.
I mean, that's what everyone's saying about it.
Or, Old Day.
Oh, God. The New Day really tried with that one, too. They really did.
Yeah.
It was quite horrendous to watch. Is Bobby Lashley dead in water right now?
Yep, Bobby Lashley's dead in the water. He should go to SmackDown. Yo, in SmackDown, he would at least have a shot, There's no bullshit like that. He would just be like, all right, yo, I want to fight. They put me in stupid-ass segments like that. Let me fucking fight,
I kind of want to see if that plays into storyline going into Monday Night Raw next week. I doubt it will, but it would be I think it would be an interesting turn if they did.
What, if Sami Zayn led a stable of Bobby Lashley's sisters?
No. Made me laugh a little bit. No.
Good.
If Bobby Lashley was like, what the hell was that? Bringing out these sisters of mine just to make a point. It was terrible.
It was
I'm here to fight, and I'm going to fight Sami Zayn at Money in the Bank.
That's what it looks like, too. Between them, and then we get another cringe-ass storyline with Roman Reigns and Jinder, where that's culminating at Money in the Bank. That's going to be a 5-star piece of shit.
It's going to be a 5 piece of shit by the Dave Meltzer sucky wrestling list right there.
There's, what is it, 1, 2... Not including Money in the Bank ladder matches, you have the crappy-ass Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn, which would probably be a great match. It's just the story sucks ass. You have Roman versus Jinder, which the story's okay, but they just suck. They're not. I don't think they're gonna be good together.
No, I think it's a matter of who's gonna get the most boos. My money's on Roman, as always.
You know who's gonna get the most cheers?
No one.
The Singh brother.
The ref.
The ref.
Mike Chioda. Hopefully it's Mike Chioda. I would love to chant Mike Chioda during that entire match.
Yeah.
And then the last match, which I think is probably going to be the better match, is going to be...
Hold on. There was a tag team match announced, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
SmackDown. Bludgeon Brothers versus the Good Brothers.
Yes.
Which, thank God, they're doing something.
Yeah, I'm happy that they're doing something. They're not squandering. But another match that we left off was Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax.
Oh, if we're talking about women, we forgot Carmella versus Asuka.
Oh, yeah, that one, too.
So, yeah, Ronda's going to get screwed out of the title.
Probably by... I think it's Natalya. It has to.
I don't know. It could also be Steph. It could be Nia. It could be Charlotte for all we know. I would personally like to see Charlotte cash in Money in the Bank
Well,
during
that
the
would-
middle of the match. Take the
Well, that means the women would be headlining this, the Money in the Bank first, and then we'd have the match.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. That's just my personal thing. That's what I would like to see. So this way you could further the Charlotte versus, you could further that story. That's what I would like to see personally.
No, I feel maybe.
It's just possible because you've seen it happen, and I feel like because they're building up Charlotte versus Ronda, you can easily have Charlotte hold the belt on until Ronda wins Royal Rumble, then they do the main event at WrestleMania. You can also have them in the Survivor Series thing with the 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horsewomen. There's just so much build with that you could do. It's just repetitive to have Charlotte go back on Raw.
It would be repetitive.
But it just would be it would just work. You know what I mean? It would just work. But I'm glad they're bringing that back with the Money in the Bank. How it's going to be for either brand, so you have that surprise factor.
Yeah. By the way, for Money in the Bank, how do you feel about the look of the Money in the Bank briefcases this time?
I don't like how it's green. Like,
yeah, for the guys.
Why is it green?
Money.
Like, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it was better gold. Like, that was probably the best one. Or if you're going to combine the colors blue and red, dude, make it fucking purple. Like,
yeah, that's an interesting idea.
Yeah, but no, you should have made it fucking gold. Gold was looked beautiful. Gold or black. Black looked amazing too, with the WrestleMania briefcases. But nah, fam, you gotta make it fucking green. Like what the fuck? But oh yeah, Carmella's gonna get her ass whooped by Asuka.
Yeah, just about. Do we know who the competitors are for
Yes.
Money in the Bank?
Yes. Just want to go into the WWE title picture as well.
Okay, go ahead.
Last man standing match between
Nakamura and AJ Styles.
Yes.
I don't like that.
I think they should have been done, but
No, I feel. Well,
no, I mean
don't-
it should have been like finished.
No, I know what you're saying. The matches have been getting better. I will say that, and I think that might actually do something really good. I just putting a last man standing match in the midst of Money in the Bank is just going to be too much. If they were going to do something, I feel like it would have been better if they did like, I don't know, like you said before. We talked about this. I think.
An I Quit match.
Yeah, I think that would have been funnier.
Well, you know why they did. Well, Gargano Ciampa was supposed to be last man standing until they took it, right? They took it, and now Gargano Ciampa's a street fight.
Of course.
I don't know. I'm not excited for that match. I'm praying AJ retains the title, and then Nakamura just fades into black. I don't know what.
Have we given up on Nakamura this early in the game?
I gave up on him in NXT too. I'm gonna be completely honest. I was never looking forward to his matches.
Except for the first one.
The first one was great. That was the only great match he had to his name. Look at all of his other matches. They're kind of like forgettable.
Yeah, they really are. It's sad.
I don't know. Nakamura lost his edge. He got neutered.
Well, hopefully, maybe he can try it. Maybe he could try getting it back. Money in the Bank. We'll just have to wait and see.
I think that you're better off just having AJ hold it until like Samoa Joe, takes it, or Daniel Bryan. I don't know. I just don't see Nakamura taking the title. Money in the Bank though, we do have most of the competitors. Do you want me to start with women or men?
Start off with the women.
Women. You have on the SmackDown side, you have Charlotte, Becky, Naomi, and Lana. On the Raw side, you have Ember Moon, Alexa Bliss, and Natalya.
Which means there's one more
on the Raw side.
On
yes.
the Raw side, it can't be Sasha and
it can't. I don't know.
It can't be Sasha or Bailey. It can't be who are the Raw women? I'm sorry.
All right, so you have Ruby Riott,
Okay.
Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Bailey,
No.
Sasha Banks.
Who are in the
Oh, who are in it? You have Ember Moon, you have Alexa Bliss, and you have Natalya. Maybe Mickey. Mickey would be good.
Yeah, Mickey would be good. Maybe they introduce another woman. I don't
Alicia
know.
Fox.
Oh God. Alicia Fox.
Oh man, she's dead in the water now because of that crappy storyline.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with this Money in the Bank thing. I really don't. I don't know.
I think that's what makes it interesting, though. No.
Yeah, the only likely competitors I see winning it is Charlotte, Becky. That's it.
True. I mean,
Unless they
until-
do Lana, because that'd be fun.
I think that's what they might do, considering who else is in the men's one. If we want to bring up that list.
Oh yeah, I don't think they're gonna do both of that, but all right, we'll give it a shot. Raw side, you have Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens, and Bobby Roode. Yeah, I know. SmackDown, you have The Miz. You have, you have a member of the New Day, which I don't know who they're gonna reveal.
It'd be
Dude.
great. I think it would be amazing if it's either Kofi or Big E.
I would rather have Big E or Xavier personally. You have Rusev, and then the last spot is gonna go to either Daniel Bryan or Samoa Joe after a match.
Let's talk about that match for just a quick second before we get into
Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be Samoa Joe too, but that match is gonna be so good.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be excellent. I
They're
think
gonna wrestle for the first time in like 11 years, is what I've been hearing.
I'm just scared that Samoa Joe's gonna pull a Tyson Kidd,
Oh God, no. Well, no, that's only because
the Muscle Buster.
yeah, and that has not been used
Since.
since. So
All right, we'll be good.
it's not gonna happen.
It's gonna be a great match. I'm excited, but I don't think Daniel's gonna get it. I think Big Cass might come back and screw him
Him
over.
and his limping leg
Yeah.
is gonna interfere with that match.
Yeah. Or it's a new feud. I really don't know. I just don't know where they're gonna go with this because you need to have Daniel on the pay-per-view. But you know, Samoa Joe really should be in the Money in the Bank. It fits his character.
Unless after this whole thing,
We're
Daniel
not
Bryan
having
wins.
a 9-person Money in the
No.
Bank.
No. I'm saying Daniel Bryan wins. In Samoa Joe costs him at Money in the Bank, and then it's a Samoa Joe Daniel Bryan feud for up until about SummerSlam.
I could
I
see
don't-
that.
I would enjoy that. I would enjoy that a lot.
All right, I could deal with that. I just think that the Miz has to cash in on Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, so most likely the Miz is gonna win this one, and I
Yes.
would be pretty happy about that. I
Like,
think
everyone else thinks, "Oh, Braun Strowman has to win." I'm like, no.
No,
Brock
no.
Lesnar has to be. He can't lose to a cash in.
no, he can't, and I just I like the idea of him having the briefcase, but I also don't like the idea of him being in this match.
Strowman?
Yeah,
I think it
I don't
makes
know, I
sense.
don't like- I don't know. I had a problem with big guys in this kind of match. Like I had a problem with Killian Dane and Lars Sullivan in the North American ladder match. I even had a problem with Kane and Big Show when they were in matches like this. I don't know. I just don't like big guys in these kinds of matches. I feel
That's-
like it's
That's
it's inauthentic.
sizes.
I know, but it's also inauthentic to the match style itself.
Why? Kane won.
I know, but
Jack Swagger was a big dude and he won.
big.
He's a big dude. He's like 6'7", 245. He's like Roman Reigns big. Bigger.
He's not. That's a debate. But I don't know. This is a ladder match, and
Sheamus won.
Yeah, I know, but that wasn't a good one either.
I'm not saying good ones. I'm just saying big
I
men.
just, but like I said, I don't like when big men are in these matches, and I know that's a sizes thing to say, but again, this is a match that's really for high flyers and everything like that. Like, either leave it to that or leave it to like smaller guys that can like beat people up with these ladders.
I don't know. I'm fine with it. I'm good with it. I think big men should be in it. I think big men should win more. I don't think Braun Strowman should win this because it's not.
Kind of being counterproductive with their whole statement that you just made.
No, I'm not.
No, I agree with you. I don't think Braun Strowman
I don't
should
think
be
I
either.
don't think it would fit him as a character. You know, he doesn't need to like pop up out of the blue, wreck you, and then get the title. He could just show up for an official match, wreck you, and get the title. He doesn't really need the briefcase. You know what I mean?
But man, it would be amazing if he had it though.
Oh, it would be great. I think that he's better off winning the Rumble though first.
True.
Like the Royal Rumble, I feel like that's much better to showcase his abilities. I think The Miz exemplifies what it means to be a. He was like CM Punk
Yeah,
with
his was
Money in
like-
the Bank.
Yes, I agree with that. He was when he won it the first time. He was very unlikely for him to win that,
Oh yeah,
and we all thought, oh, he's gonna be the first one who's gonna lose it, and he pinned
Edge,
Edge.
World Heavyweight Championship on Raw.
No, not CM Punk. No,
Oh,
Miz. He pinned
Miz, Randy Orton WWE Championship after Survivor Series of 2010.
Yep, and that's when we got the Scowling Girl,
Yes, the Miz girl.
the Miz Girl.
I think
Scowling
yeah.
Miz Girl.
I think Miz right now, how much he's grown as a performer, it'd be much more exciting to see it.
Exactly.
Um,
But other than the Miz, who else would have been really good with the Money in the Bank?
Samoa
briefcase?
Joe.
Really? No one else? If if he's in the match, we don't know if he's in the match yet.
If he's in the match. For everyone that's confirmed, I think Xavier Woods.
Well, that hasn't been confirmed if it's gonna be him.
Well, one of the members in the New Day. I'm gonna be completely honest. I feel like they would be.
You feel like it's time for New Day to get a single title run and see how that whole thing works out? I agree with
I
that.
don't think they should break up. I think it should be like they should be a stable, but still go after mid card titles. I think that'd do great for their careers, because
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would, because it all ends the same. They've been together 4 years.
That's a pretty big. That's a pretty big. I've never heard of like a tag team staying together that long.
I think
with the popularity of the New Day.
I think they're better off going for singles runs, because they can all go single run.
I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be really entertaining to watch them like have like the United States belt and fight over that. I think it'd be really fun.
Yeah.
And then
I don't think Rusev's gonna win it.
Man, how amazing it would have been if Rusev and Lana winning Money in the Bank together.
That just sounds like your wet dream.
It is. It is.
Bobby has no chance. I don't even know
No.
where the fuck he's even in the match. Lashley should have been in this match. That would have been much better.
And then Balor, other than the Miz, I feel like Balor needs it. He needs
Kevin Owens.
Really?
Personality, character-wise, Kevin Owens is much better. Prize fighter, ultimate opportunist, just laying people out.
I mean, yeah, he definitely has more of that edge feel to him.
Like, I could see them.
What if he wins Money in the Bank?
That'd be fine. I'd be okay with that.
What if Finn Balor wins?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
Finn Balor
hasn't gotten the thing. Like, it was supposed to be the Intercontinental Championship. It was originally supposed to be the Universal Championship, but now he really doesn't have anything.
Nope. And he won't until Brock Lesnar's gone. I think that if the only likely one to really win it on the Raw side would be Kevin Owens. I don't think Finn Balor would win it, because I see him more invoking his rematch clause instead, and getting that opportunity at something like Survivor Series against Roman Reigns, than say him cashing in. Unless Finn Balor does a heel turn, but I think he'll do that after the rematch thing. Kevin Owens, I could easily see him. You know how people always attack him from behind?
Yeah.
I could see Kevin Owens just giving the briefcase to the ring announcer and say, "I'm cashing in," or like to the ref and stuff, and then he just like circles around, and then he like, this is now he's cashing in, and then everyone's just like, "Wait, where is he?" And he just comes up from behind and pins him. Like, that's just the type of guy I see Kevin Owens as. He
would be very fun to watch with the Money in the Bank briefcase. I agree with you on that. He'd be very fun to watch.
Yeah, so my personal thing would be either Kevin Owens or Miz, but I would much rather prefer Miz, because there's such a good story to be told with that.
There's a great story being told, and we all think that's what it is, but this is what we want, though. We want this story to be told. But if they're not going to tell this story, yeah, giving it to Kevin Owens I think would be fun. Well, giving it to Samoa Joe would be fun.
Yeah, but they're also keeping away Daniel Bryan from the Miz for the longest time. They realize how big this is.
Well, you know what? I don't know. I feel like they need to tease it being close and then separating it, like really abruptly, like they did with Nakamura and AJ last year.
Or even with the Authority, with Daniel Bryan and like him, like just trying to get the belt back and stuff. I could see him trying to chase after the Miz for months.
I know, but they need to have like that quick like, oh, are they, will they kind of scenario, and then pull it away for a bit. I feel like that's what needs to happen. That's what's going to keep it interesting. But
this has to happen at Mania. It's too big. It's too big for Survivor Series, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble. I think they tease it. I could see him teasing it at Mania if Daniel Bryan was to win the Rumble. Like, they show it there. Like Miz just walks into the ring, and then that just happens.
Alrighty, that's all the new stuff. Is there anything else that we need to talk about?
I really don't.
News-wise?
I don't think so. That was so much.
That was. But hey, we got an hour stuff.
Fuck you, Enzo.
Alright, well I guess we'll end it today. Thanks guys for sticking around. Hopefully it wasn't too boring.
Yes, I hope so. It'll be much better next week. We'll have a topic. We're all caught up on all the news shit. So, we should be okay. Joe should be back. Hopefully. You better fucking be back.
And we're gonna we're gonna hopefully do some fun stuff this summer and going forward.
Yes, sir.
And that's it.
Thank you, everyone, for staying tuned to our podcast. Special shout out to the Sachem Public Library for the continued use of their equipment and space. Continue supporting us by rating and subscribing through Patreon, Audio Boom, Stitcher, TuneIn, Castbox, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Play Music, and Apple Podcasts at Marks for Life Podcast. And now, check out our YouTube channel, Marks for Life, for our podcast playlist and other content. Please follow us on our social media on Twitter at Marks for Life Pod, Instagram at Marks for Life Podcast, our Tumblr page, Marks for Life Podcast, and our Facebook page, Marks for Life Podcast. And email us at marksforlifepodcast@gmail.com for any questions, comments, or feedback. Until next time, Audio Marks.